September backyard garden. Strawberry tower is going well. And pine berries. Passion fruit has overtopped this several times over. I keep sort of winding it back in on itself. We'll see what happens after that. See a little collection here. Cilantro, Tradescantia, succulent I don't remember the name of. Then coleus with some yarrow in the back, and raspberry daiquiri, I believe. And that is chocolate mint. And that's the Mama Tradescantia. It was like barely a baby, I don't know, a year or so ago. So that guy's got alyssum and cucamelon and paprika. And then this dahlia is thrown out growth here, and I put that up. So we got some dahlias happening. I did recently have a rose, but that is gone. Let's go first to my very scenic rose bucket. It's for collecting my, we'll call it compost tea, but I don't bubble it, so. But liquid fertilizer that comes off my compost bin. I've got a tumbler. And looks like our citrus is getting close to being done. I'll bring that inside relatively soon. Big laurel's got some new leaves. Some things are putting on new growth, which is interesting since we're, winding down. And I haven't fertilized in a bit, so I don't know if it's just the temperatures right, the mix of rain and dry. What's happened lately? There's the French lilac. I think I'm just gonna pull those up out of the, well, not even pull them up out of the pot, but might just leave them in the pot and put them in the greenhouse and pull the foliage off and store them and plant them in the spring. We shall see. There's a French lilac, some babies, carrots. Need to get in the ground. That is celery all on there. Sorry, as is that one. Got some sweet potato. It's another tray of seedlings. These are the ones I was trying to toughen up to actually put out in the yard. We're reaching the just stick it in the ground period, because otherwise it probably still won't have enough time to be what it's supposed to be. Like the kale probably will be fine, but other things not so much. So the asparagus bed, that's pretty much done as well. Got everything. Strawberries. I've had tons of this liriope grow back up. I pulled it all out a couple of years ago, and so there was probably just root fragments in there. And then I've got a whole new crop. I feel like I've got more than I started with, but I need to pull that up and put it somewhere. My pawpaw, not sure if it's dead. It never put on any more leaves, so I feel like that's a bad sign. I've only had a few to start with. Service berry seems to be trucking along. And then dahlia there. I might be able to get some more blooms on that, looks like. Blackberry, there's dahlia. Over here, what happened in this little corner? We've got some echinacea. I've got plenty of wild things I need to weed out. Some oregano in there. That's a Brussels sprout. Red Brussels sprout. Like that. Berry. Actually, let me look at this photo back here. So I haven't watered in a couple days, and I feel like you can really tell. Rhubarb is looking peaky. feel like they like a lot of water, from what I can tell. This black jewel raspberry, and it's grown all down the fence. It's one plant, planted at the end of the season last year. And that is a hardy kiwi, planted at the beginning of the year, dug up by a groundhog, broken in half, and put back in the ground, and it came back just fine. And it seems to be growing more according to what I was told to expect from them, which is rapid growth. And the one down at the other end just must not like its spot so much. It's been in the ground 4 years and hasn't grown much more than that one. Maybe we're gonna get an eggplant or two. We'll find out. Cauliflower. Finally took down the bee balm and collected seeds. I'm gonna check those up front. I need to take this down since this collapsed. And these are black coat beans. Very pretty plant, really cool beans. But all of my bean teepees, the birds like to use for a perch. Blue jays and goldfinches, and so yeah, after repeated landings, once they get a little heavier with stuff, they tend to fall over. So cauliflower, blueberry, that's a Brussels sprout, I believe. Brussels. I've been a little less, I'm never particularly good at noting what I'm doing, but I've been particularly bad this year. So it's a game of surprise gardening. So the zinnias were volunteers from last year. It's not quite open. I just cut some the other day to take to a friend. This okra plant, weirdly enough, something came and snipped off the growing tip. And yeah, it was already struggling, but it's really kind of weird. Also had something come in and chomp off the whole top of a pretty mature cauliflower plant, which is weird. There was no cauliflower happening. Valhilda beans that obviously I need to come pick. It's another okra plant. So you have to really stuff them in there, and one day I'm going to learn not to do that. Also, finally read somewhere that the way to encourage Brussels sprouts to make Brussels sprouts is to top them. And so this one's working on the inner bits there, looks like, which I haven't topped it yet, but so I was like, what am I doing wrong? What am I not seeing here? Oh, I got some baby butternuts. Nice to meet you. Oh, looks like I did one. Good job, guys. Alright, and some borage in there. And so things like this happen where I have 2 Brussels sprouts, well, 3 really, probably way too close together. And so I'm inhibiting growth, but it's like you put them in with the intention, oh, I'll just let one grow and see which one's doing better. And then they both get to a point that you're like, well, just let it go. These dang Brussels sprouts. And then Chinese noodle beans. Looking pretty good. And more volunteer zinnias. And then go over here. I do have a few carrots still in the ground. Need to pull those up. I pulled some peppers the other day to take to a friend, and I let these guys get on there and try to size up. I was trying to be strategic about which ones to let size up, since some of them are unsupported and they like to break branches once they get to a certain size. But on my purple beauty peppers, poblanos, and these poblano plants get to be pretty big. I'd say that's probably almost 5 feet tall. And I'm sure it would be much bigger if we didn't have winter coming. I understand in some tropical places peppers are actually trees, which is crazy. Let's see, Shishitos, and then that is cucumber, silver slicing from Shishitos, in between the borage and okay, right there. And my intention was for it to grow up through here, but it had ideas of its own, and I wasn't managing it close enough, so there you go. I think at some point I'm going to learn the lesson of anything that needs intense management by me is probably not a good idea, especially if it's, a couple of things. I kind of need things that can take care of themselves at this stage in my life. So lots of borage volunteers. I did just put in some lettuce over there, and I'm going to put in the spinach, and I don't see it, so I'm going to guess that it's gone, but the lettuce seems to be hanging on. Tomatoes, just walk around this way. I have some that are, like, I need to cut off some of the extra limbs. We have a few that are hanging on, trying to get ripe. And I probably should have taken those out as well, but those are still going. Those are the cherry tomatoes, black cherries. These are all new Brussels sprouts that I'm putting in. Lavender, alyssum, some dill, chamomile. There's another Brussels sprout, ginormous. And yeah, the tomatoes are definitely coming down soon. They're real sad looking. Today might even be their day. We'll just see what the day brings. Somehow I always forget to talk about the trees in here. Fig trees, got a ton of growth. We've gotten a handful of figs off of them. Not a ton, but it's good. Whatever we can take is good. Honeycrisp, year 4 in the ground. She's doing well. A lot of good growth this year, so hopefully next year is our year for apples. And there, blackberry. There's a lot of blackberry coming up there. Pawpaw is looking awesome. Year 4 in the ground. I was trying to get it a friend, but I mean, there probably are close enough pawpaws to it for pollination purposes, but I just don't know. Elderberry, that was looking spectacular, like, I don't know, a week or 2 ago. It's a little sadder now. I've been overtaken by life again and haven't had time to water everything. We hadn't had the rain, so there's a lot of raspberries, which are starting to finish up. Blueberry, the ones on the other side of the fence are still going a little bit. Let's see, we got some. And so some of these guys, I'll come out here and pick some. What I thought had happened in years past is we'd have growth on the end of the prima cane, and then if we leave them till next year, we'd have lateral growth. So, and get berries in the laterals the next year. I think I cut down all of them because I don't see any of them that have lateral growth. So we're not having any of that this year. But we had a late round anyways. Okay, and then the peach tree has a volunteer. Though we still don't know if its peaches are worth a damn. And then close on this little apple. The end.